Alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa nu'minu bihi wa natawakkalu alayhi wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudilla lahu wa may yudlil fala hadiya lahu. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam tabaraka wa sallama tasliman katsiran amma ba'd. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa man ahsanu qawlan mimman da'a ila Allah wa amila salihan wa qala innani minal muslimin. My dear brothers and respected elders and respected sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the doer. He decides in everything. As to whether we are able to do or we are not able to do is decided by Allah ta'ala. Allah will give the decision as to whether we can do anything that we want to do or we cannot do. So it is not in our power to do anything. It looks as if we have the power, but it's actually we don't have any power to do anything except with the permission of Allah. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will allow us. It doesn't mean that it is we who are doing it. He allows us, He gives us the permission, and we're able to do it. He doesn't give us the permission, He doesn't allow us to do it, we cannot do it. No matter whether we have money, we have friends, we all the conditions that we have are conducive, but yet we cannot do whatever we wish to do, we want to do, unless with the permission of Allah. This is the meaning of there's no power except Allah. There is no one who has power except Allah. You know? It's difficult for us to grasp this point that there is no one who has power except Allah, because in many ways we are saying that we have power. We have power to do this, we have power to do that, but actually we don't have power. Allah gives us the power, the permission, but we do not realize this. That Allah is the one who gives us the power, the permission. Then only we can do it. But we think that we have the power. So this is misconception. Not realizing that we don't have power, we think we have the power because we are able to do it. But in real truth, Allah has given us the permission to do it. Then only we have the power to do it. If He doesn't give us the permission, we will never be able to do it. So we should not be proud, we should not be arrogant, we should not claim to the world that we are great. I know everything. You know, like Trump. Trump always praise himself, telling others that there's no one who knows more than me. I know more than other people. These are words of people who are not knowing the truth and the fact. There is no power except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who have the power. No one has the power. When Allah gives us the power, only then we can do it. If Allah do not give us the power, we cannot do. Don't say to people, I know this. I know. These are words which are not supposed to be mentioned. We should say, which is not possible for Trump to say, because he is a non-believer, Christian, non-believer. We should say with the grace of Allah or with the permission of Allah. The words with the permission of Allah is very important. To tell to others that I'm not able to do this, I have no power, but with the permission of Allah. I am able to do it. This is the way we should talk. But none among the entire mankind who is able to talk the correct words. With the grace of Allah or with the permission of Allah, I am able to come here to talk to you. If Allah do not permit, I will never be able to do this. So all praise be to Allah. These are the words which we should utter, but none, almost none in the entire world, so in many decades, years, have remembered this truth, these facts, that there is no power except with Allah. There's no one who can do anything. They don't understand it without the permission of Allah. They don't know. Even though they are religious scholars, even though they are learned people, they are supposed to be the learned people. What more people like Rashidi who are ignorance, who doesn't even learn anything about Islam. He always say, I know. But he's so stupid, and yet he say, I know. When you say you know, then you are just equal to Allah. Allah say, I know. He can say that. He's not lying. He's saying the truth. I know. But when Rashidi said, I know, he's lying. He doesn't know. So those people who say, I know, he's lying. He doesn't know. Unless Allah teaches him. Nobody knows unless Allah teaches him. Not even the prophets. So how could you say, I know, like Trump, I know, I know. If you listen to the lecture of Trump, he's a person who entirely doesn't believe in God. He said that he's Christian and he took the Bible. It's not the truth. He doesn't believe in God. People who believe in God, there is no God except Allah, only one God. And He is the one who do everything, who has the power upon everything, will not say, I know. But all of you also are like Trumps. Not only Trump. Azri also saying, I know. I would not say, many people, almost all people would not say, with the permission of Allah, I know. Nobody knows. Everyone speak like Trump. Not only Trump is the only one, but almost the entire mankind. Understand? Even people like Pendi will say, because they never learn how to speak the good words. They never learn the way how to speak the good words. What are the good words? The good words is the words of inviting people to Allah. Inviting people to believe there is no God except Allah. So if you say, I know, that's not good words. If you say with the permission of Allah, I know, that is a good words. Who say like that? Who say like that? With the permission of Allah, I know. Do you say like that, Rashidi? You don't. He is listening to my lecture many years back. Until today, he cannot even speak. With the permission of Allah, I know. Are you? Are you speaking it? Because we don't think that we don't know. Allah knows. The fact is that we do not know. We know nothing. But we don't believe that. I know something. That's why I say, I know. You know? Allah only can say, I know, because He knows everything. He knows what to happen, what has happened, the unseen, the seen, what is in the heart of the man, what he has spoken, all known to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What Sufyan knows? He knows nothing. But yet he say, I know. Then he's lying. And that's the words of lie. That's the words which are untruth. So a person who frequently listen and talk When he talk, he will listen, definitely. A person will only listen if somebody talk to him, will not be as often as someone who speak the untruth, the false. A person who speak will always hear what he has spoken. So speaking and hearing the wrong words repeatedly will lead to having the wrong belief and wrong mindset. And that's about all why people become bad person, arrogant, proud, racist, become racist. Why the American whites become racist? Why the Malays become racist? Why many people become racist? Because of the words that uttered frequently, and naturally they will hear frequently that there's no race better than my race. There's no one who's better than the white. There's no better than the Indians. When we speak like that, and we will finally have the belief that there's no one who's superior than the white, than the Indian, than the Malay, then all Indians, Malay, and the whites all have pride. And the prideness in the whites lead to racism. It's very difficult to erase the belief which is in the hearts of every American whites, that whites are supreme. It's very difficult because it has been generated, installed many years, thousands of years. So when Trump came into power, so he promoted racism because he has that belief. And all those who have the same belief as him spring into actions, spring into the same action as promoted by President Trump. And that's why he is somewhat successful to become the President of America when many people voted for him, whereas he's not a politician. So America is the one is given a president like Trump. Is racist. And all the people who have racism go under him or follow him. Trump get a large vote also, although he lose the presidency. He has to walk away yesterday, the last day of Trump. He gave a farewell speech and then with his wife walk away from White House. But in America, there are many people who are racist. And the problem of America is not that, as President Biden was saying, this is now a time of reconciliation. The 4 years ahead is a period of reconciliation, period of merging the two groups. It's not as easy as that, President Biden, to mend the wound, to mend the scar. It was not done yesterday. It was done thousands of years ago. That belief, that whites are supreme, are not being inculcated into the hearts and the mind of the American only during the time of Trump. It was inculcated, installed in the years when they started to take the black to become their slave. From that time, the whites have been talking, listening, that we are superior than the black. How could years of, talking the wrong words, which has led to the wrong belief, will easily be dismantled during the 4 years of presidency of Biden, Joe Biden? Cannot. The wrong action persists as long as the wrong belief persists. The belief that white are supreme, that make a person become racist. The belief that the Jews have in their heart that we are the sons of God, or we are great people, is the belief that led them to become very proud and very arrogant. That's why the belief that the man had will influence the actions. Men do in accordance to what they believe and they think. And that belief and the thought of men are created because of the wrong words. Because they don't put Allah in their words. They don't say, with the permission of Allah, I have managed to settle this problem. They don't say like that. No one. With the permission of Allah, I'm able to invent this. Nobody do that. Nobody says that. So the whole entire mankind have never talked or heard of the good words because they have never been taught as such. So what happened? Most people, almost the entire mankind, consists of people who are proud and arrogant. People who are proud and arrogant will not live in harmony with each other, never. People who are proud and arrogant will antagonize each other. You know, even outwardly, although outwardly their looks, kind and serene, but they are not. They are always antagonizing each other, wanting to become superior than the other. The other one wants to be superior than the other one wants to be superior than the other. And what happened at the end? People will only have wars, fighting, quarreling. That's why the jinns, used to quarrel, fight, kill each other. Then Allah SWT wipe them out, make them invisible, and replace the jinn with the creation of man. And the angel says, there's no point to creating another creation. We are sufficient for you, O Allah, to praise you, to glorify you. Because you have created the jinns. They turn out to become people who are quarreling, killing, fighting, having wars incessantly, unstopped. But now you want to create another creation, man. They will become the same as the jinn. So Allah says, I know what you do not know. So now, even the men are created from earth. The jinns are created from fire. But they also end up having the same. Fighting, quarreling. Because they've been speaking the wrong words. All the entire mankind have never learned the good words, which I am now promoting for the first time in the entire human history. In the entire human history, I am promoting a solution to the entire human problem. Why they have wrong behavior. Why? The turmoil, the agony, the suffering, the pain, all as a result of wrong actions. And that wrong action is as a result of wrong belief. And we have to treat that wrong belief and the wrong mindset. By what? By drugs? No. It's not by drugs, it's not by food, it's by good words. So good words should be the main medicine. It's not only good food. People used to believe that, sickness as a result of interference of genes, of the evils. So they used to do something, jumping in their way, in their effort to drive the evil beings. Once upon a time, then they start to believe that sickness is because of germs. Then they start to use antibiotic. But now people started to believe it's because of wrong food. So they start to use good foods. But not, the belief is not worldwide. It's not in the entire universe. Some people only believe in good foods. People continue to eat wrong foods. and cooked wrongly. And as a result of that, many sickness. So it is not only need a good food, good way of cooking also. And you need to do exercise. But the main medicine for the body is good words, which has never been known prior to this. Before I told this to the entire mankind in my books, in my lecture, there's nobody who said the treatment, the main treatment for the disease of the entire mankind is to have good words. And nobody knows what good words are until I told them. Is it so? I'm the first one. There's nobody in the world. There's no doctors, scientists, or anybody. Whether in America, in Europe, in China, in Indonesia, in Australia, nobody there. That good words are medicine, are the prime medicines. Because the good words will make a good soul and good mind. And the soul and the mind controlling the body. The good food is the medicine for the body, but not for the soul and the mind. But minds are made up of soul, mind and body. You must understand this. Men are not only made of flesh, the body. Man, the real man, consists of three components, main component: the soul, the mind and the body. And the food for the body is good food, but the food for the mind and the soul are not good foods. It's good words. Even if you eat good foods, like Americans, but they have talk wrong words, they have wrong belief, they have wrong action. Instead of having peace and tranquility in America, they are quarreling. You just see recently in the Capitol House, people who are the followers of Trump ransacking the buildings, creating fire, killing people. So Prof. Joe Biden says, never in the history of America we have reached to these days of darkness in our democracy. You see, America have reached to the darkness. The last time the Capitol was being attacked was in 1864 by the British armies. This is the second time, not by British army, but the Americans who have migrated from England, Europe. The whites are not belong to America, they belong to Europe. They have migrated to America. And yet they call the African, whom they have taken as slave, whom they have brought to work in their farm, to become migrants and blacks. Because as a slave, they humiliate their slave. They don't respect their slave, and the slave are blacks. That feeling, that belief, that the blacks are dirty, come from their words, because they used to make them their slave from 1664. They started to take slave from the Africa. Even Kamala Harris, but he's not black, he's white. His mother, her mother and her father is not a slave, as a student, PhD student, intelligent person. Wife from the mother from India and the father from Jamaica. Probably that one is African migrant in Jamaica, but end up giving birth to Kamala. They call Kamala also migrants. They call the migrant from Africa, a migrant from Jamaica and India. Kamala is not migrants; they are students. But still, they say anyone who are not white are migrants. Those who are whites are not migrants. They are the real American. Who is the real American? The Indians, whom they have killed also, the whites. We have seen in the many movies, the whites attacking the Indian, the red Indian, taking their lands, assassinated them, and removing them from having equality with the whites. The problems in America is not only with the black American, with even the original American, what they call it? Red Indians. They call them with bad names also. Red Indians. One is black Indians, another one red Indians, and the whites are supreme above all of them. This belief has been inculcated in the hearts of all the whites who have migrated to America thousands of years ago, and it creates and it leads to evil behavior. That is racism. You know, our Prophet Muhammad Sallam, among the things that he has spoken in his last sermon, you know, the Arabs are no superior than the non-Arabs. The non-Arabs are not superior than the Arabs. These are to combat racism. But we never been able to succeed with success in combating such racism. Racism exists in almost all the races in the whole world. Not only in America, I'm just taking American example. It also exists in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in China, even in Africa. But we do not know the reason as to why we have become racist. Because we have the wrong belief. The wrong belief because of the wrong words. We have never known all this while what are the good words. What good words we should speak. Why we do not know? Because Allah have never taught us. Why Allah have never taught us? Because we have never become real believer, you know, the true believer in Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not like us, and then He never teaches, and we never able to understand. So all this while in the entire world, since Adam, have never known good words is also medicine. Who knows good words are medicine before this? Anybody knows? No. Only they say, you know, medicine is drug, medicine is plant, that plant, that food, that's all. Never any man before this have said to you that the good medicine is a good words. So if the entire mankind do the work, embrace Islam, and not like the present Muslim, you know, don't embrace Islam like the present Muslim, who only recite the kalima and they don't do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil. They don't do. They only recite the kalima and they pray. The Muslim who are like this will not have the correct belief, will not have the correct actions. They also racist. Yeah? The Muslims in Malaysia, they are racist also, not so much as the whites in America. But they are racist also. The Indians too, the Chinese too. So everybody say racist. The Chinese say the Malays are racist. The Malays say the Chinese are racist. The Chinese and Malays say the Indians are racist. Everybody, but actually everybody are racist because they have wrong belief. They don't say, you know, that the doer is Allah. I can only do this with the permission of Allah. With the permission of Allah, I'm able to talk to you, to speak to you, to come here. No, they never mention with the permission of Allah. In the Arabic words, is inshallah. No? Nobody talk inshallah. The Prophet ﷺ, when the Jews asked him some question in the early parts of his prophethood, then he said, tomorrow I will tell you. He forgotten the words inshallah. Then you know what happened? In order to teach him that you have to speak inshallah, the angels of Jibril don't come for quite a while, you know. The Prophet ﷺ always look at the sky as to when the angel Jibril will come. Finally he came. When he came, the Prophet ﷺ said, why don't you come? He said, I cannot come unless I am being ordered by Allah to come. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed an ayat to him. Don't say tomorrow I will do. Say inshallah I will do. So it is so important, or profound important, that whenever we speak, we must speak correctly. How do we know how to speak correctly if we don't have the correct iman. True faith in Allah. Only when we have the true faith in Allah, only then we know how to speak correctly, as I do. You know, Allah has taught me how to speak correctly way back in 2004. 2004. Yeah. I started to invented the self-talk therapy in 2004. I start to treat people with mental illness with the self-talk therapy in 2004. That is about a decade ago. So since then until now, you know, I'm trying to teach the whole world how to talk the correct word. But they will not be able to talk the correct word until they have the correct belief. In order to have the correct belief, they must recite the great kalima, and after reciting the kalima, they must do, not like the Muslim of today, they must do the work of inviting people to good, forbidding people from evil, with the sacrifice of their time and their wealth, in the way of Muhammad SAW, with the intention to please Allah until Allah is pleased with them. Then only Allah SWT will install into their heart the great kalima to the level which Allah is pleased, and beyond that, then only when they become the true believer, the good deeds, they will know how to speak correctly. Unless they become the true believers of deeds, even though they hear from me, like the people who are in front of me now. I've been talking about this not today, many years ago. But still they cannot speak the correct word because they have not reached to the level of correct iman, the true believers of good deeds. The problem lies not in how to learn the correct word, how to gain the correct iman, so that Allah will teach us to speak correctly. So when we speak correctly and hear words which are correct, then our faith will become correct. Then Allah will teach us how to speak correctly, and Allah will guide us. And when we start to speak correctly and hear words which are correct, then we have the correct belief, then we have the correct action, then we will have peace and tranquility in this world among all of us, and in the hereafter will be placed in paradise. So the whole problem of the entire world start with knowing how to speak correctly. That's why this ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَى إِلَى اللَّهِ, which I'm frequently reciting this ayat prior of my lecture. Every day I speak this ayat. وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَى إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Because this ayat, the meaning, whose words are better than the words of calling people to Allah, who have good action, وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا, and who say, I'm a Muslim. So the entire problem of human being now and the genes lies in good words. And good words lies in the work of inviting people to Allah. If all the entire mankind recited the great kalima with the good words, and after reciting the kalima, do the work of inviting people to Allah, a time will come when they have the correct belief, a time will come when they have correct action, a time will come when they will have peace and tranquility, happiness in this world and in the hereafter. Okay.